All right, everybody, welcome back. It's me, Austin from Inter Thoughts. Today we're going to be talking about chest rigs. Got a couple different options here. A lot of them are cheap and affordable. Doing this outside, it's a beautiful day outside of my garage, so we might have some competing noise, but we're going to deal with that. So as we go, let's just jump right into it. Talking about chest rigs. So first one we're going to start with is kind of the super cheap option. This is the Chinese Type 56 chest rig, also known as the SKS chest rig. These are everywhere, super cheap. You can find them at surplus stores. You can find these on Amazon. I think I got this off a guy for like $12, dirt cheap. They will fit the 30-round magazines in here if you do a little finagling. I like to put the 20-round GI mags in here, and I do an old school paracord loop on the mag. And this is how I hold my 300 Blackout. Put all of my 300 Blackout in the 20-round mags, so that way I can differentiate what's what. As you can see, it holds the 20-round GI mags pretty well. It makes it easier to pull those out with the pull tab on there. And as you can see, I've added some Velcro. So with this piece here and this piece here, you can sew in the Velcro. What I did is I took the strips you can get from basically from Walmart, little Velcro, male and female ends, heated up the back end because it's gluey, stuck it on there overnight. Had no problems after putting it in a kind of a press it on there. Sticks on there super well. You can sew them in. I have seen people do that. The other thing I've done that I have seen other people do as well is I have taken the back end and added some buckles because they are just a tie. So kind of find the size that fits, tie it off, buckle it, bada bing, bada boom. I've even seen people take these rigs and turn them into male or female ends on here, so that way they can put them onto a plate carrier and make a plate carrier, mag carrier out of that. So for 20-round mags, they're not bad. They also obviously hold the SKS stripper clips or any other type of stripper clips you might have if you're running a mill serp, shotgun shells, anything like that. Usually the last cell I leave open, and it can actually fit in 2 Glock 17 mags or 2 Glock 17 sized mags fairly well. Just like that. Holds them in. You kind of gotta reach for it a little bit, but you can close the toggle and away you go. So for $12, a little bit of foam or styrofoam you might have lying around the house, and $4 pack of Velcro, $2 buckles, so under 20 bucks, you can have yourself a decent chest rig that doesn't do everything you necessarily need it to, but it'll get the job done, and it'll be cheap, it'll be affordable, and it's something you can work with. So kind of staying in that surplus realm, we go to the next one, which is one I really like. This is the Type 63 chest rig. So this is the Type 63 chest rig. This is the made for 20-round AK mags for the SKS pattern rifles. So this was whenever they were transitioning from the SKS to the AKs, and they were going with 20-round magazines instead of 30s at the time. So with these, they hold G3 magazines fantastically. As you can see here, I've got a G3 magazine. This, I believe, is a 7-cell chest rig. Again, I've also added the Velcro, as you can kind of see on there. So you can use the toggles. For me, I just like it to be a little faster with the Velcro. On the magazines as well, I've taken paracord, tied a knot here and on here, and then put tape around it. You can kind of see that. Make it nice and easy to pull out of there. These will hold 30-round AR mags pretty good, and even AK mags if you add some bungees to them. But again, added the buckles on the back like I showed you on the SKS rig. And then generally what I'll do is, I'm missing a few magazines out of here. I was playing with some stuff the other night, but generally I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 magazines, and I will leave this open for tourniquet and small IFAK or radio, and I'll run 5 magazines. So this is just another cheap, affordable option. Again, you can find these on Amazon, you can find them on surplus stores. This one was a little more than the SKS rig, it was about $15. But again, under 30 bucks for full modifications to get this to be a usable, effective chest rig. Again, leaving a lot to be desired, sure, but it's something you can easily modify, and if you don't have a lot of money and you want to get into this for airsoft or for tactical purposes, it works great. Alright, so the TAP system has been pretty popular lately. It's been kind of coming back into fashion with the TAPS system, the one that the Marine Corps used for a long time. So a long time ago, I picked up this Condor rig back when I was first kind of getting into this mindset, first kind of getting into this stuff about 8-9 years ago. This was the first chest rig or piece of tactical equipment I'd ever had. So this here This here is kind of Condor's version of a pre-sewn in taps rig. So the idea was take the taps rig, add pouches already to it, and simplify it. So obviously the taps rig, the benefit of that is you can add your own pouches and kind of make it your own. But with this, it works out perfectly. So with here, you've got 6 pouches up front for pistols or tools. I mean, pistol mags or tools. So I've got 2 pistol mags here, 2 pistol mags here, and I'll generally have a flashlight and a multi-tool in here. You can hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rifle mags. I generally band in a tourniquet. This is my GP water pouch. So I've got a Nalgene bottle in here. I've got some fire starting and water purification equipment in this pouch. And then I've got my paint key to be able to pull rounds out if I need to from my rifle. And then my IFAK on the left. Then on the back, we've got 2 pouches here designed for radios, and then a pouch here designed for maps, paperwork, anything like that. And then I usually keep a whistle tied off into there. But you can see the back here is an X harness. You can make it an H harness. So this is another great option for if you want to get into a cheap chest rig. I think you can get these from Condor for like 25, 30 bucks these days. I know there's a lot of talk out there one way or the other about the quality of it. I will say I've used this for, like I said, about 8-9 years on and off and on, switching between this, plate carriers, a few other things. Keep coming back to this just because it's cheap, it works. I don't got to feel bad if I bust it, and I haven't broke it yet, and I run it pretty hard. So again, this is an option for you. Kind of a quick overview of the setup, and we'll move on to the next one. So finally, we've got this. This is the Unobtainium Gear Dank Robber. It's kind of a play on the bank robber. So the cool thing about this one is it does have an X and H harness, but you can undo the buckles and you can run it as a placard. So I'm going to take this all off so I can show you kind of how it all works here. So if we look, we've got 3 rifle and 3 pistol mags. You've got a tourniquet pouch over here, and then you've got this extra one over here. I usually run my radio in here. They do market it as being able to hold a grenade. I don't have any grenades, so I do run my radio out of that one. But this one is nice. I run it as a placard on my wife's carrier. She's got her 365 mags there. That's her gun of choice for her sidearm, and then these are for her rifle. Now I really like this one because, as you can see, it's very low profile and very tight to the body. So if you needed to wear this under a t-shirt or a jacket for any reason, you could. This one is going to be the little bit more expensive of the other option. I think the SKS chest rig and the Type 63, those are both under 20 bucks. The Condor's right around 40. I believe, if I remember right, this one's around 150-ish, 100, 150, something like that. Depending on the variation you went. I went with M81 because, you know, God's plaid. But yeah, so this is another option for you as well. If you kind of like that Spiritus stuff, but you don't want to have to pay Spiritus money. You can get really solid quality. I've had really great luck with this, no issues. They do actually have a piece before originally that was a dangler to where you could hold your tourniquet down here. Some people like that. I just didn't like it as much, so I ran it this way. But other than that, yeah, there's a lot of really good options, and there's a lot of affordable options to where you can get into a decent chest rig that, yes, it has some things missing. Yes, there's going to be some holdbacks. You're not going to win the lottery with every single time you try to save money. But if you are trying to save money, you are trying to get a good deal, get some decent stuff that'll work for you in the meantime. I hope these are some options that you can see are decent enough options that will work for you. If you're into airsoft a lot of these will work totally fine. If you get a chance, check out the YouTube channel CivDiv. He's got a great video on utilizing some of this cheaper kit in combat. He was a former infantry marine who spent some time in the desert and in Iraq fighting with Peshmerga after the war against ISIS. He fought again 2 other campaigns, I believe, before going and fighting in Ukraine for 2 or 3 times there. So he's got a lot of hands-on experience, talks a lot about how people are over there running airsoft kit or cheap Amazon kit and it working just fine for them. Am I saying that that's going to be like the best thing ever? Am I saying that there's not better stuff out there? Absolutely not. What I am saying, however, though, is sometimes some stuff is hyped up, and when you see people actually using some of the cheaper stuff and it working pretty well and holding up pretty well, it does kind of beg the question of, like, what am I overpaying for? So just know what you're paying for, know the quality that you're looking for, and like I said, if you're trying to get into this, trying to save $1 until you can afford better stuff, hopefully these are some great options for you. See you on the next one.